All right, let's get into our NFL week one. Week one. Let's fucking do it, dude. I'm pumped up for NFL season. NFL games are really hard to bet, by the way.
No, spreads are so close. Over-unders are just so tight.
Tough.
It sucks. Eagles heading to Detroit and playing the
I was hoping we'd
Lions.
save this one for the last.
Let's do it.
Let's go to Saints Falcons because Eagles Lions is the one we're going to probably talk about the most.
Okay,
let's go to Saints Falcons.
We'll go through everyone else, and then I was just thinking we just run through everyone from 1 o'clock down. But we'll save.
Can we save the Lions just for me?
Lions for last. I still love this next game. The Saints heading to Atlanta and playing the Falcons. Saints are 5.5-point favorites. Over under set at 42.5.
Yeah. What do you like?
I love the Saints. Love the Saints here -5.5. I don't think the Falcons have a chance, and I'm going the over in this game.
Yeah. New Orleans has definitely has an advantage on both sides, like especially up front, which I think will definitely pay dividends. Saints defense is really good. I think Jameis knows the offense better this year than he did last year.
And he was 5-2 with Jameis until he got hurt.
Yeah, and his weapons are like much better than they were last year. Like he'll have Michael Thomas back, Chris Olave, Kamara's healthy. So I agree. I like the Saints. I think the Falcons might surprise teams this year. I don't know that they're going to be as bad as people think, but I do think the Saints will win this game. For sure. I like your predictions, and I think we're all kind of like low key Jameis fans. Like we want him to do well because he's such an intriguing character. You know what I mean? Yeah. W.
Did you hear his comments this week?
No. What did he say?
What the fuck did he say? He said some stupid shit.
What was it about this game?
About like how your body.
Of course he did. Jameis is always full of those like comments where you're just like, sometimes you're better just to keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean? Instead of just talking. I feel like Jameis gets caught doing that quite a bit, where he gets an interview and he's like, "Yeah, well," and then he just forgets what he was gonna say. So. While Casey looks that up, I'll just reiterate: Saints -5.5.
Videos. I don't want to play the video. I don't know how that audio is going to play.
So what? He just said something crazy about his body.
About how you have your hands, how you have hands, and your hands are how your body is symmetrical or something like that. How your hands are your feet, your arms are your legs, your knees are your elbows.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Knees and toes. Eyes and
ears, wild
and nose. Head, shoulder. Okay. What's the next one on here?
We have San Francisco 49ers heading to your Super Bowl champs.
The Bears.
Heading to Chicago to play the Bears. Right now the spread is at the 49ers sitting at 6.5-point favorites. Over-under setting at 40. Key note to this game. Kittle hasn't practiced the last 2 days.
He
hasn't practiced Wednesday. He hasn't practiced Thursday.
He's got a groin injury.
He has a groin injury, so he is questionable for the game. Does that impact the spread of this game or who you're picking in this game?
I got 49ers over 6.5. I got 40s. Fucking another perfect number. I think that with all the drama going on and the 49ers, we've kind of alluded to it in a couple shows with like the J.J. McCarthy and Cade McNamara drama. It's kind of similar to Trey Lance and
did you hear that he was upset?
Yeah.
That they restructured their contract with Jimmy G?
Yep. But Jimmy claims that they're like best friends. I don't know. It's bizarre.
It's a weird.
That's an easy way to fracture a locker room, man. And I know we've talked about it, but that's just such. I mean, I think that with all that drama though that's going on over there, I think it's easy to overlook how good San Fran's defense is and their running game. And Kyle Shanahan's a genius. I think 49. I don't think the Bears are very good, man. I don't.
I don't think the Bears are very good. I mean, I think is this Trey Lance's first start?
Yeah.
In Chicago, Chicago's a tough place to play. I know they suck still, but I might be kicking myself after saying this. I'm going Bears plus 6.5.
That's wild.
I see them keeping this game close. Bears plus 6.5.
That's wild. I think 49ers could win this game without Trey Lance throwing a forward pass, to be honest.
Okay. Next game was a rivalry game. Steelers heading to Cincinnati and playing the Bengals. Bengals are 6.5-point favorites. Over-under is sitting at 44.5. That is another perfect number, in my opinion, that I don't like. Rivalry game, you think Steelers are going to keep it close within the 6.5. But then, just looking at the two teams, I don't know. I see the Bengals.
I like the under here. I like under 44.5, and the Bengals are going to win.
Bengals are going to win. I see Bengals are going to win, but are they just win? Are you taking the Steelers plus?
You just called me on my cop out.
Yeah, nice cop out answer.
Fuck, man.
It's a tough. It's one of those.
I'm worried that Joe Burrow just seems to be that dude where I don't know that they're gonna have a hangover, a Super Bowl hangover. I know they didn't win it, but they're obviously the new kids on the block,
right?
So I don't know. Bengals win by more than 6.5.
See, that's what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah,
I'm slightly leaning towards the Bengals minus 6.5, just because
they might have a statement to make.
Mitchell Trubisky is the Steelers quarterback. I get they have some decent receivers. They have they have a stud running back in Najee Harris. I just don't see them keeping up with the Bengals. So Bengals minus 6.5, and I'm with you. I'm going under 44.5. This next game is intriguing. Another rivalry game. The New England Patriots heading down to Miami and playing the Dolphins. I'm surprised at the spread, honestly.
Yeah, I can't believe the Dolphins are favored.
3.5-point favorites.
But historically, the Dolphins have kicked the shit out of the Patriots.
Miami.
Yeah, in Miami.
In Miami, over-under sitting at 46.5.
Under
46.5, and honestly, I'm going Pats plus 3.5.
Yeah, same.
I see them still. I see the Dolphins winning the game. I see it being a field goal game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I
there's really not much to say about the game.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of the Pats just because all the drama coming out of their training camp with the offense. How good is Tua and Tyreek going to be? Yeah, this is a game I would not put any action on. But if I did,
I'll go Pats plus 3.5.
Yeah, I agree.
And the under.
Yep. Wow, we're agreeing too much. I'm about to start just saying some contrarian shit because this is going to get boring.
You said some stupid shit earlier when you brought up Iowa, but other than that, the Baltimore Ravens
I'm already ahead on the year though.
Heading to New York and playing the New York Jets. So, isn't Joe Flacco starting
for the first Jets? 4 games? It sounds like yep. First 4 games. That's what it sounds like.
Ravens are 7-point favorites. Over/under sitting at 44.5.
I like the over.
I like the over. I don't know.
Of course you do. He's just following me now.
I don't know if giving the Ravens 7 is. I don't like giving NFL teams 7 points. I don't like sitting at. Honestly, I might say Ravens minus 7 because if they win by 7, then that's a push. So Ravens minus 7.
Yeah, I like the Ravens 21-10.
So you're going same pick as me. So you're agreeing with me.
Correct.
Even though you just talked shit about me agreeing with you, but now you're agreeing with me.
I said it.
So how about you pick your own picks and not just pick the same thing I just did? Yeah, that's what I thought. Won that argument. Moving on.
What's next?
The Jaguars heading to Washington and playing the Commanders.
This is such a nothing game.
The Commanders are 2.5-point favorites. Over/under sitting at 44. Commanders minus 2.5. Under 44.
I like Jaguars in this, and I'll take the under.
So we're agreeing with the under, and we're just on the opposite side. Do you think Jaguars can win this game?
Yeah. See,
I thought about that.
Yeah. I just think Peterson's a real coach. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be better. ETN's a dog, and they have weapons on both sides of the ball there, man. I do. I'm low key. I'm low-key a little higher on the Jags this year than some people. I don't think they're going to be a winning record. I just don't know that they're going to be as bad as people think.
Right.
So and the Commanders are.
And they're not good,
but it's just organization.
Ron Rivera's quarterback. That's what coach. That's why I thought that they'll win this game by more than 2.5. Carson Wentz. I think he has something to prove just because he seems like he's just getting shipped around the NFL right now.
Who?
Carson Wentz.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm reading something.
So I feel like he has a proven game. I feel like he's going to come out and he has to win this game. He cannot lose to the Jags or the Commanders team are going to be like, do we need Tyler Heineke out here now?
Right, yeah, the dog. He's got dog in him. I would say that the only thing that's going for Washington here is that like the staff has been there longer, so they should be further along in like their rebuild.
Right.
So like they should be in a better position to beat Jacksonville. I just see Jacksonville having like the type of season kind of how the Lions had last year, where it's like we don't give a fuck and we're gonna play you hard, and they might just throw the book at everyone. Like they could be doing fake punts. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like let's compete. You know.
This next game I absolutely love. Browns heading to the Panthers. It is a pick'em. Over-under sitting at 42. I think Baker is going to come out and he's going to be pissed off. I'm taking the Panthers. I'm taking the over.
I agree. I have nothing else to say. Baker was recently, there was a story that came out. There's a reporter that he knew, I think it was in a preseason game where she wasn't like interviewing him, but she just basically came up because they're like familiar to her and said, hey, give him hell next week. And he was like, I'm going to fuck him up. Like that's what he told her.
I hope he does.
And she messed up because it got like she went on a podcast and they asked like, what do you like about this game? And she basically said what happened. And she immediately was like, oh shit, this is going to become a headline. And I guess she felt bad about it because then Baker has to be like, oh, you said you're gonna fuck him up, and he's like, oh, dude, I kind of just said that. Like, it'd be like me if going up to KJ and like, hey man, give him hell next year. Yeah, we're gonna fuck him up. Like, what else are you supposed to say if you're Baker? Give him my best. They're a good team though.
Right.
No, he's not gonna say that. This is a prove it game for Baker. He earned that job, clearly. I never thought it was even a QB competition there. Sam Darnold stinks.
Oh, damn, Sam Darnold's horrible.
And I've always thought Baker was a good quarterback. I mean,
I'm a huge Baker guy.
Yeah.
I've been a Baker guy since he was at Oklahoma.
I agree. Yeah. We're on the same side of this one. I like him pretty much showing out in this game.
I see that.
And I still like. I think if the Browns somehow go in there and not just win, but if they like dominate, that says a lot about that coaching staff. Basically saying like, shut out all that Deshaun noise. We still have dogs in this locker room. Let's go eat. You know what I mean? But I like Carolina.
This next game, that's another game that I'm not that interested in. The Colts heading to Texas and playing the Texans.
This is so easy to me.
Colts are 7-point favorites. Over under at 46. I mean, this could be a trap game. For like bettors. I mean, I'm obviously the easiest bet is Colts -7.
Oh, I think they're going to win by much more than.
So do I, but it's also the NFL. We're talking about professionals. I
get
the Texans suck. The Texans are not a good team.
I just think Matt Ryan's there to win. What?
So quit shaking your leg. Shaking the whole fucking couch. But I agree. Colts -7.
I think they're definitely going to win by more than that. I'm not touching the over/under. I have no opinion on that. It could be, 24-7 Colts. You like the over? Okay. I think I will say this about the Texans. Damian Pierce is going to be a dog. Roof.
Davis Mills is an underrated quarterback, but
are you good? He looks
next
like a
game,
giraffe.
The New York Football Giants heading to Tennessee and playing the Titans. Titans are 5.5-point favorites. Over/under sitting at 43.5. I hate that number.
Yeah, that's
hate. I want to go under, but I can also see it also getting like a 24-20 type of game. I'm honestly taking it. Even though I said the final score could be 24-20, I'm taking the Titans -5.5 against the Giants. I don't think the Giants are that good of a football team.
No, this will be like a 35-17 game. The Titans are going to win. Saquon's going to ball out. I bet Saquon has over 100 yards rushing. I think Daniel Jones is a fraud. And they're in year one of a new coach, man. It's a total rebuild for the Giants. So over under.
I'm not touching it.
I'll take the over.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the over.
You know what? I'll ride it with you. I'll go over.
Yeah, I
I'm
like the
taking
over.
Titans minus
Actually, I want to
5.5.
bet that. Yeah, I'll take the over. Yeah.
Next game, I actually kind of love this game. The Green Bay Packers heading to Minnesota and playing the Minnesota Vikings. Packers are a 1.5 point favorite. Over under sitting at 47. What are your thoughts on this game?
I have a confession, Casey.
What is it?
You're gonna hate it. You may love it actually, but I don't know.
You know what? I'm just gonna say it. I'm going Vikings money line. Vikings are winning this game.
Yeah. I have in the coming weeks become increasingly more and more affectionate of the Minnesota Vikings.
I honestly see them winning the North.
Yeah, I think they're gonna win.
I think that the Packers are going to have a down year by losing Devontae Adams, who is Aaron Rodgers going to throw the ball to. The Vikings have a three-headed monster at receiving core. I'm not saying that just because I'm a huge fan of KJ Osborne. I think he is an underrated third receiver. They have, I would say, 2 top 10 receivers in Jamar Jefferson and Thielen. And then you also bring in KJ into the mix. Then you also have that Smith Jr. tight end.
Shout out KJ. Shout out KJ.
Yeah, shout out KJ Osborne. And then you have, who's their running back? I just had him at the top. Dalvin Cook
and Madison.
Yeah, so I mean, if Cook stays healthy, the Vikings will win that division.
Well, so what I like the most about the Vikings this year is, like, I know we just talked about like new regimes. They were already a good football team when this coach took over for Zimmer, and they brought in like a bright offensive mind from the Rams.
Just make it even better.
Yeah, and like Jefferson came out and like said in a podcast, he was like, "Dude, if I've been playing this offense my entire career, I'd already be like the best ever." He was like, "This is crazy the looks I'm getting." I think Daniel Hunter and Zadarius Smith up front for the Vikings are a wrecking ball duo. Like I said, I'm becoming kind of high on the Vikings this year. I think they could shock some people. So yeah, I think it's good. I do think Green Bay will make the playoffs. I think Aaron Rodgers is just too good not to.
Oh yeah.
But I would expect it's not going to be in Week 1 that we see their bright.
Oh no, I see them coming out very flat, especially the game being in Minnesota.
What do you?
If it was in Green Bay, I might have a completely different opinion on that. But with it being in Minnesota, I'm going Minnesota money line, and I'm going over 47.
You like over 47?
I love over 47.
Yeah, it could be a shootout. I could see that.
Because I
don't know, because Green Bay's going to control the run, man. The only thing I'm worried about in this game is like time and possession. Green Bay could dominate that because I could just see the Vikings scoring quick.
You know what? Let's go under. I'm going under actually.
Yeah, I think under. I think under. Yeah, I think under. Yeah.
This next game was another game that I was up in the air about.
Was this Chiefs Cardinals
heading to Arizona and playing the Arizona Cardinals? Chiefs are 5.5 point favorites. Over under sitting at 53.5. This is one of those games that, I mean, the Chiefs lost Tyreek Hill. I mean, yeah, they got Juju. I mean, I'm not saying Juju is compared to Tyreek. They're not on the same.
You got it at 5.5, right?
5.5. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just gonna. I mean, the Cardinals usually come out hot at the beginning of the year. Its game is in Arizona. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna go Chiefs. I'm just gonna go with my gut. I'm going Chiefs minus 5.5, and I'm going the over. I think this game is going to be a shootout. Are you on the opposite side of me?
No.
You're on the same. Let's look at that.
Like I'm trying to think
He's
of a
just
point.
rolling with the king like he normally does in bet.
Listen, it's one of those things where I think
if you just want to be like me, just say so. Try to be like me in golf. Try to be like
okay, you know, dude, shut the. Are you good? So I don't listen. What I was gonna say is, I think both teams have something to prove this year. The Chiefs got to prove that, like, without Tyreek Hill, they still have plenty of options. And even Pat Mahomes have come out and said, like, it's kind of nice not having like two main targets. You know what I mean? It's like it's cool spreading the ball around. I just think that's gonna make them harder to cover though. Because you're gonna have no idea who to key on.
You can't double cover that guy. You can't key in on this dude and just be like, "Hey, if we're gonna lose by this guy, not by."
It seems ironic to say, to be like, "Oh, they're harder to cover without Tyreek Hill." But I think schematically, like, you could at least try to scheme for Hill. Here, you're just like, we got to scheme for their whole offense. And Andy Reid's so creative. But on the same token, I think the Cardinals are not bad. I believe in Kyler Murray. I know Call of Duty hasn't come out yet,
I
but
was gonna say he's good until Call of Duty comes out.
I don't know, man. I like the over and I like the Chiefs. Just that's the easiest way to say it. What's the next one we got?
This next game, I also love the Las Vegas Raiders heading to L.A. and playing the Chargers.
I'll take the over.
Wait,
52.
it is L.A., right? L.A. Chargers, right?
Well, they share the same stadium.
Yep.
No, they don't. Sorry, that's them and
The
Rams.
So the Chargers are 3.5-point favorites. Over/under sitting at 52. I love the Raiders at 3.5.
Yeah.
And I also love the over.
I'll take both. I think
Ryan with the king again.
you just got to speak first this time. that's all that happened. That's all that happened. I like
Great excuse.
the fact that Derek Carr and Devontae Adams went to college together.
Oh, I think
There's a connection there.
that's a great connection.
Josh McDaniels is a stud offensive coordinator. He proved it in coordinator. He proved it in New England, and yeah, I think the Chargers could stumble a little bit.
I think the Chargers are going to be, I think the Raiders are going to be a sleeper team this year.
Yeah, I agree. I have them in the Super Bowl. Way to ride with me. Thanks.
Even though I said my pick first and you rode with me. But moving on, let's get to the Sunday night game. I think we're on opposite sides of this one. The Tampa Bay don't touch me. Don't reach over on my side. See this line right here? There's a line. You can't cross on
I
my
was
side.
saying, like, I'm looking at your microphone levels, and you are hollering at that bitch.
Sorry. Let's get to the next game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading to Dallas, playing in Jerry's World, and playing the Dallas Cowboys. The Bucs are 2.5-point favorites. Over/under sitting at 50.5. I mean,
I got Cowboys.
why? You might talk me into the Cowboys, honestly.
He's gonna ride with T. Webby.
I'm
He's
not.
riding with T. Webby.
I'm going Bucs minus 2.5 just because you said that. Bucs minus 2.5. I'm going over 50.5.
All right, can I get my reasoning at least?
No.
Okay, moving on. No, I'm kidding. Everyone said I'm crazy for this year. I think the Cowboys are going to be pretty good. I believe in Dak Prescott.
People
I think
say that ever. People have been saying that for the past 10 years.
I hate the Cowboys,
It doesn't
man.
happen.
I hate the Cowboys, but I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you. Micah Parsons is a dog.
America's team.
Right? Yeah. I hate the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb's a dog. I think Tony Pollard is going to win people fantasy leagues this year. He's the backup for the Cowboys, running back. I like the Cowboys here. I think they played to start the year last year, and I think the Bucs ended up winning, or the Cowboys won. They recently played to start the year. I like the Cowboys here in Jerry World. I think they're gonna be good. Jalen Tobert, I have him on my fantasy team. He is a wide receiver for the Cowboys. With Michael Gallup hurt, he should be wide receiver 2 there. He's a dog, South Alabama product. Let's go. I got Cowboys. What do you like? Do you like the over or the under?
I'm going over.
Over 51? I'll take the under.
I mean, it's a stretch, but I'm going over.
I like the under, especially with Brady being out 11 days. I think it's going to take him longer than people think to get back into it.
You might be right there. I just love points, so I'm rooting for points on Sunday night. This next game, I don't think it's going to be close.
Yeah, this is crazy what the spread is.
Denver heading to Seattle and playing the Seahawks. Denver is 6.5-point favorites. Over/under sitting at 44.5.
Russ is going to torch them.
Yeah, I see Russ being pissed off in this game and just absolutely annihilating the Seahawks. I'm taking Broncos minus 6.5.
Yep.
See, I want to take the over.
I'm taking the over.
But it's also, I mean, how many points are the Seahawks going to score?
I don't care about
Who's
that.
their quarterback, Geno Smith?
Yeah, I'm taking the.
Or is this one of those things that
I think
the Bucks can get, or the Broncos can get 42, and then the Seahawks gets 3.
Yeah, so I'm taking the over only because I think Cortland Sutton alone catches 2 touchdown passes. So I'm taking though that's a little extra juice for you guys if you guys want to do a player prop bet. I would take Cortland Sutton over 2 touchdown catches. Everything that's been reported from Broncos camp is that's like Russ's favorite receiver there.
Let's ride together. Minus 6.5 and the over.
All right, let's go to our big game of the week only because it's local here. Lions, Eagles. This is a huge game for Detroit. They are sold out hosting the Eagles week 1 at Ford Field.
I mean, I think
1
the Lions
p.m.
always
kick.
sell out week 1 usually because Lions fans are so happy about it.
They don't.
They don't?
No, this. No.
Is it?
Yeah, no.
I went to an opener one year, and I swear it was sold out. It was Lions-Titans. Lions lost, but it was a phenomenal game. I mean, it doesn't really matter. No, we're leaving this in. We're leaving this in, guys. We're leaving all this in. This is live because we're great podcasters.
Yeah, no, okay. So, okay.
So you were wrong?
No.
But let's just get to the game. Eagles -4. Over-under sitting at 48.5. I absolutely love this game. I think the Lions are going to win outright. I'm taking the over. 48.5. Lions win outright.
So did you hear that's not happening? Did you hear about how if you bought a standing room only ticket to Ford Field this week, you got a free ticket to next week's game?
Are you serious?
Yeah. So if you buy a standing room only ticket to see the Eagles, they'll give you a ticket for next week.
Well, that's dope.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think they're embracing the fans. I love that. Unfortunately, as much as I want the Lions to win, I got the Eagles in this one. Too much firepower. Jalen Hurts is a dog, and A.J. Brown is a dog. Miles Sanders ran all over the Lions last year. Eagles have arguably the best offensive line in football. I got the Eagles in this one. Eagles are easily going to cover, and 48.5. I'll take the over.
Yeah, I love the over in this game.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
I think it's just going to be 2. Dallas Goddard, dog. The Eagles are just good, man.
Eagles are good. I mean, I think the Lions team is going to be a sleeping team this year. I have them winning 10 games.
10?
Might be a stretch. So do you. Shut the fuck up. So do you. We went over this a week ago, and you had them at 10.
All right, we said we were going to redo that. Just saying.
Redo what? You still said we had you at 10. Doesn't matter. We had you at 10 wins. We're marking it.
Talkie.
Hey,